All right, so let's do a part 2 on that one. All right, so today I did a gold and now we're doing it again. So remember I lined up these lines here and I said we don't want to be going below here. All right, and I did say you can also trade the breakout if we go above there. And I did say we're expecting energetic, pushy, driving kind of moves, which should take us into 2:45 to 3:15 my time, which is UTC plus 3, right? So now look what's happening. Now, because we've got the hours, let me turn this into a 5-minute chart. Because we've got the hours now, all right, as you can see, that 12 o'clock is there, which is 11, what did I do, 11:55 my time, which is 10:55 on the platform, is there. So as you can see, the market dips down into there. Now, the beauty about knowing the hour is a lot of the times people get stopped out because you've measured your stop loss wrong. It happens to me as well. But when you've got time and you know what times the market is going to shift, move, if it goes against you, you know what time highly likely those things are. So if your stop loss level plus the time kind of align, and then you're thinking to yourself, well, maybe I'll just wait for this time to be over and then wait for the reaction before I close the trade. Okay, that's using time as a stop loss. Always obviously have a stop loss which is marked in, but using time is important as well, because then it kind of like allows you to stay in. If you know there's an hour where the market can kind of like turn around, which is this hour here, which is in the previous video on the gold case study, I talked about it. So now, remember I said the other option for entering this trade is just you wait, right? It's called a U-turn or a breakout pullback. We've got a few ways to trade it, and it's not a problem. And that was the high I talked about. Remember, I said you can box it in. So now this is the box, okay, which is pretty much this white box here. That white box is London pre-trade session, okay? So kind of like entering London pre-trade session, market pushes it down. We've got a trade hour, market takes it to the upside. Now, what I don't want to see for sure is the market going below there, because the next hour we've got is 2:45 my time, which is going to be 1:45 on the platform, which is here. Let's do this. This is a 5-minute chart, so I'm just going to take this into 1:45, right? Properties of the line, 1:45. So I need to shift it one more. Let's just do this, 45, all right? So that's the hour I'm looking into. So that plus the 3:15 here is my next ride. So what I don't want to be doing is definitely don't want to be going below that. If I do, I want to just cut the loss and just say, you know what, it's game over, let it go. Remember the reason we're trading this from the first video, because we had a swing day there. Market came in to our price zone yesterday, and remember I posted the trade for that on Thursday, the trade hour and the time. Whoops. The trade hour and the time for Thursday was down here. All right, so that trade worked out really well. And now what we want to do, we want to follow up with an add-on. The only drama with this one, as you know, the market is high, so buying is tricky. The only time you could do that is if you're going to buy, make sure you got a tight stop loss, or you know the hours, or wait for the breakout pullback at trading hour and then push in your direction. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now, on top of that, what else can we do? Let's take a look also at Bitcoin. Why? Because as you know, Bitcoin from, not this one, here. Bitcoin, as you know, it's got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. So you can see Wednesday market pushing down, Thursday pushing down, buying at our level. Now with Bitcoin, you can see we're in a bit of a tight zone, all right? And the reason I said on the pullback, it's okay to buy this if you watched the videos in the members area, is because we're already tapped in here 3 times and the market closed high. Okay, it did a stop sweep. Yeah, it did sell off, but it closed high. So if we come back to close that off, okay, buying again is, not a bad idea. It's doable. Then the other thing is the market fell nicely, deeply, which is fine, and that turns into an accumulation zone. If this turned out to be an accumulation zone, then after the trading days here, remember we had trade days and the PST pricing from the previous videos, the PST pricing, and then we had a push up. Now coming back here to go up and to break out above here, then could take us all the way up here. All right, so let's reset that. And that's how it is. So now, how can you trade that with a low risk? Well, if you know the price zone, well, that's your trading hour. So you are in the price zone at a trade hour. Now you can go up with a tight stop loss under that low, covering the trade, and and my second position, because I always open second positions, it's up there at 100k. Okay, once the trade is covered, you can just let it ride. And if it goes in our direction, great. Obviously, if we cover the trade and move further up, I will manage the trade. I'm not going to stare at it, obviously. But at the end of the day, we're in a bit of a support resistance or, tight squeeze. So here, it's going to be a bit of a battle between buyers and sellers. But if it breaks out, I know we need to close there. So that's a trade management level. That's a pushy target level. That's also a gap level. So we've got room to go up, as you can see. Okay, so if that breaks, then we're going to cancel that out, push it into gap closure, and then into this zone, then to that zone if it works out. So we'll see how that pans out. But the important thing here with the case study is understanding the trade days, the trade hours, and your zone. Now this allows you to wait for the trade and you don't get excited. You've got a lot of time to plan it out, work it out. And by seeing what's happening at the hours, right? By seeing what's happening at the hours, like the market dipping down into a trade hour and a good rush of buying, it's like giving you confidence. And then you can say, listen, if after this rush we go below that, you don't want to be there. So that allows a really good risk management control as well. So this is part 2 of the case study video that I did earlier this morning. I hope these kind of case studies help you out with your time and price trading at GlobalTrader.Club.